Lee Kernaghan is an iconic Australian country music singer, songwriter and musician who has won 4 ARIA Awards, 3 APRA Awards, 38 golden guitars, which is second only to Slim Dusty's collection, and he sold over 2 million albums. He is the recipient of an Order of Australia medal, and he was the 2008 Australian of the Year in recognition of his support for rural and regional Australia. And he received ARIA's Outstanding Achievement Award in 2015 for Spirit of the Anzacs, plus a 2018 ARIA Award for his 25th anniversary album. Lee was inducted into the Australian Country Music Roll of Renown for his lasting and significant contribution to Australian country music, and in 2018 he was inducted into the CMC Hall of Fame. He is a long-time supporter of rural and regional Australia, having raised millions of dollars for drought, flood and bushfire relief, as well as for hospitals, schools, ambulance services and volunteer organisations nationwide. Lee announced the final leg of his massive Boys from the Bush, the concert tour, with 40 brand new dates across the country in 2025, marking the end of an era for one of Australia's most iconic tours, which sold out all shows last year and is on track to do the same this year. The dates and venues for all his current Victorian shows are as follows: Thursday, the 12th of June at the West Gippsland Arts Centre in Warragul, Friday, the 13th of June at the Ulaanbaatar Theatre in Bendigo, Saturday, the 14th of June at the Ballarat Civic Hall, and Friday the 20th and Saturday the 21st at the Palms in the Crown Complex in Melbourne CBD. And in September, Saturday the 13th, Riverlinks East Bank in Shepparton. And you can check out Lee's website at leekernaghan.com for all his dates all over Australia, and there's lots of them. I'm genuinely excited to have Lee standing by on the phone waiting to have a chat with me, so allow me to bring him on air without any further ado. G'day Lee, welcome to the Country Club. It's a great honour to have you on the show, and welcome to the Country Club.
Oh, good on you, Harry. It's great to talk to you, mate.
Now, you're the Australian country music legend, and I understand that you're hitting the road for one last time?
No, I'm not going out one last time. Well, not at least that I know of, but this is the last run around Australia with the Boys from the Bush tour, which we've just announced another 40 shows.
Right.
And it's like a sequel to what we kicked off last year.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Well, that's a relief.
For me too, mate.
So, when did the epic Boys from the Bush, the concert tour, actually kick off?
Yeah, it kicked off last year. So I think we will have played about 100 shows around Australia by the end of the tour. And I think we're rolling into your neck of the woods before too long. Around the middle of the year, we're out at Fantastic Palms at Crown,
yes,
which is an epic place to put on a show. Yeah, and it's going to be great. And I love playing in the city, and you see a whole lot of utes and 4-wheel drives in the car park. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. You've also got a show at Gippsland and Bendigo and Ballarat, and apart from the Palms, and there's one in September in Shepparton. So, you know, you got quite a few here in Victoria. Yeah,
no, regional Victoria's just been a huge part of my music over the years, and you know, I come from northeast Victoria. I was born in Corryong.
Yep.
My grandfather was a drover.
Okay.
Of sheep and cattle, and so through most of my sort of younger years as a kid growing up in the bush, it was spent along the Murray River and at Pop's droving camps, and I think a lot of songs that that are on your playlist probably came from those experiences, mate.
Right. Yeah. Okay. And also your dad, Ray, he's a country singer as well as being a truck driver.
Yeah, Dad was driving trucks up in the Snowy Mountain scheme back in the 60s, around about the time that I was born.
Okay.
And then in later years, he was an owner-operator. He also owned the world's fastest truck, Waltzing Matilda.
Okay.
Jet engine in the back.
All right.
So Dad's done a lot of things, but he's also been a pretty formidable recording artist. So I guess looking back, all I really wanted to do is just follow in his footsteps, mate.
Fair enough. And I'm sure they're a couple of big shoes to fill.
Certainly are, mate. He's still the man who steadies the lead.
Yeah, I bet he is. Yeah, I look, the Kernaghan dynasty is one that I respect and admire a great deal. There's a lot of talent in your family, and it's very admirable, I think.
Well, we just grew up in a musical family, mate. My sister Tanya,
Yep,
who I'm sure you would have interviewed from time to time.
a couple of years ago.
She was in my first band, and my brother Greg was playing drums, and so we just came up through the ranks and playing at talent quests and things like that. And then later years got to Tamworth and went through the CCMA talent quests and songwriting competitions.
Right.
So, like a lot of others have done, like Troy Casadale and Casey Chambers and Keith Urban and
Right.
Tommy Emmanuel.
Okay, yeah, you're naming some good names there. Let's get back to the tour. Well, what can your audience expect from the show?
Well, it's 3 decades of country. So, a lot of people grew up with the Outback Club, and they were doing a bit of circle work and scrub bashing, and I think in a lot of ways, like songs like "Gun to Windy Moon," people got married to that song.
Okay.
People that formed the soundtrack to people's lives as well as mine. So it's a big show, a lot of songs. And you never really know what's going on at my shows. I always say the only rule is there are no rules. So
Okay.
there ain't. We'll see. We'll let it rip in Victoria because there ain't nothing like a country crowd. That's what I say, mate.
I agree with you, mate, 100%. That's great. Will there be a video of the tour when it's over?
Probably just on people's mobile phones. The closest we got to a video was there's a new documentary out called Boy from the Bush.
Yes.
It's out through Universal Pictures. It's part road trip, part documentary, part concert. So there's that. And there's also a thing called Access All Areas, a DVD that was out a few years ago, which covers a lot of that on-stage content.
Okay. All right, that's interesting. I heard about the Boys from the Bush documentary. Yeah, I want to get my hands on that because that will be a very, very good thing to see, I reckon, anyway.
Yeah, well, I did a lot of the filming for that particular documentary out in the Diamantina, but right now it's underwater.
Oh, no. Yeah.
God, because the flooding is just huge out there. I've heard it's the size of Victoria, I think New South Wales and New Zealand. It's just massive.
Wow, really? Gee.
Yeah, it's like an inland tsunami has hit, the outback Queensland and those western parts that have inspired so many of my songs over the years. Hopefully they'll make it through and everyone will stay safe. It's just the loss of homes and livestock and the impact that's going to have on people's lives. It's going to be a big recovery effort, I'm sure.
Oh, well, our prayers go out to them, mate. They really do. They do it hard, and I do feel...
They do, mate, they do.
I do feel so sorry.
Country Australia that inspires me, mate, and I've seen it firsthand through the droughts and bushfires and these floods. So, there's something pretty special about the character of the bush and country people, and definitely provided me with a lot of inspiration over the years.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I love going out to the country and meeting people, in country towns and that, because they're really genuine, beautiful people, good-natured, resilient. You can throw anything at them and they'll just bounce back. Yep,
no, it makes you proud to be an Australian.
Absolutely, I agree. Okay, we'll need to wind it up shortly, but I just wanted to say that you must be quite proud of your many achievements as a musician.
Well, there's been a few achievements, I suppose, along the way.
Absolutely.
The first gold guitar for Boys from the Bush was the one that really changed my life. I was playing to about 12 people per show until that one happened, and then it started to take off. But I think my biggest achievement in life has probably been the birth of my 2 sons, Rock and Jet, and just family is such an important part of everything, I reckon.
Absolutely, 100%. You and me are agreeing on all sorts of stuff today.
Well, the only thing that's missing is a couple of beers, mate.
That's it.
Conversation.
Well, I got one here. No, I don't. I'll have one later. All right. So, what's next for you when the tour's over? What are your plans, if you have any?
Yeah, no, I'm working on a new album at the moment.
Okay.
So I've been doing a lot of songwriting. I've got some good stuff coming a little bit later in the year, mate.
Oh, excellent. Looking forward to that.
A long time between drinks.
It sure is. It sure is. But it's always worth the wait when it's a Lee Kernaghan effort, let me tell you.
Well, I hope so, mate. I don't want to let people down, and I just want to make sure that when I do bring this record out, it's one that will stand the test of time, hopefully.
I'm sure it will. I've yet to be disappointed by any of the stuff that you've released, so, keep up the good work.
Good on you, mate.
Okay. Look, I want to thank you so much for the time you've taken to have this conversation with me. I really, really do appreciate it very, very much, Lee. So I thank you for it. You're a gem. Well,
Harry T, it means a lot to be able to talk to you, mate, and have a yarn. And thanks for all that you do for country music and on Plenty Valley FM. And I know you got a legion of fans out there that tune in. So a big g'day from me to all your listeners, and looking forward to seeing you out on the tour, mate.
Excellent. All right. Thank you very much, Lee. And I wish you all the best for the future and, everything good for your family and all those people that you really care about.
Thanks, mate.
Okay. Talk to you later, mate.
Beauty, Harry.